Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Deep Thoughts with Joey Show. I am super excited to be here today. And to my returning viewers, I want to say thank you for always making it a date with us. Today's video will be based on two things, okay? First, I want to talk to my unsubscribed viewers. And then, secondly, I'm going to give you a story I had promised to give you, okay? So, to my unsubscribed viewers, you're watching this video right now and you keep telling me you haven't subscribed because you do not have money. Well, the good news about it is you don't need any other money to be able to subscribe. So as you're watching this video right now, just check down below, you will see subscribe button. Just click on it. That is all it takes. It doesn't mean you need to go to your bank to get some few nairas or you need to stack up your account for you to be able to subscribe. No. As you're watching this video right now, you just check down below. You will see that subscribe, okay? Subscribe. Subscribe. Once you click on it, it will show you subscribed. Have you done that? All right, that's all you need. All right. So on the next move, well, I had, I had done a video on getting vulnerable with other people other than your partner, and I talked about, getting vulnerable with your partner is actually nutritious because it helps in cementing, the relationship that exists between the two of you. But then we said also that when you get vulnerable with other people, it is detrimental because it leaves you open to every danger. All right. So on today's video, I'm going to tell you some of the stories, some of the experiences I've had with people, just because I got vulnerable with them. All right. So the first story is I was a young lady back then in the university. All right. So I was in love with this guy. As a young Christian girl, I was so much in love with this guy. All right. And I had a friend, I had another male friend he was just a friend, no strings attached, okay? We're good friends in the same church, we do things together since we're in the same university and stuff. So the moment he got to know that I was with someone, he picked so much interest, and then every time we meet he would always ask me, oh, how is this guy, how are you two doing? And I'll always tell him, oh, we are doing fine. I'll tell him all the juicy gist. I even tell him all the terrible things that my guy is doing to me and stuff like that. Like, I never expected that, well, he would have any hidden agenda in his heart. So I was just open. So until one day when I finally had an issue with my guy, and he asked me as usual, how are you with your guy? And I said, we are doing fine. There's no problem. Guy, forget to. We are not doing okay. In fact, we've broken up. And he was like, oh. I didn't know that at that moment he was busy saying, hallelujah, thank you, hallelujah, finally, hallelujah. So, and I just relaxed, opened this my big mouth, and started narrating everything that had transpired between me and my guy. And I didn't know that I was busy giving him, better strategies on how to, like, crawl into my life. And he didn't even wait, as so after 2 days, after 2 days of me telling him about our departure, he just came and was telling me that he's so much in love with me. I was like, I was shocked because I was like, they're even friends. He knows that my guy. So I said, I don't understand you. You are telling me you are in love with me. Does it mean you've been praying for us to have issues? He said, yes, I have been praying for you to have issues. I was taken aback, seriously. I'm like, are you serious? Can you hear yourself? He said, yes, I'm telling you. I have been praying for you to have issues. And now that it's time, I wouldn't want to waste time. So that's why I'm telling you now. I like you and I want to be with you. I told him, well, you see, even at this stage, even if I were to be in love with you, I would never accept you because at this moment I'm heartbroken. So, well, that one passed. All right. I still did not learn my lesson. So now that I'm married, somebody walked up to me. I was like, oh, I so much like you. I admire the way you live with your husband. I'd like to know more about you and your husband. And I still opened my mouth, my wide mouth, to tell him everything. So he was the one throwing all the questions at me, and I was the one doing all the answering. Okay, so got to a point that he was busy asking me about my husband, the nature of job, his level of qualification, his just everything about my husband, and then our relationship, how I relating, how so many things, and I kept opening. I totally opened up to him. And I didn't know that this one was actually looking for just a little loophole to, like, crawl in again. So, but thank God I was a bit sensitive when I noticed that there was some, scheming moves, to bring about schism, to separate my husband and I. So, huh. So when he had learned almost everything he needed to learn, and he knows where my weak points or where we were having loophole in our relationship, he started like using those words to like, tell me negative things, like trying to paint my husband black, like he's the bad man, while he is the good one. So he was giving my husband these negative vibes and then trying to, but then I was very, because I have this very sweet relationship going on with my husband, and so I don't naturally, I won't accept anything negative, okay, about my husband from anybody, whoever, even if it's my pastor. I won't accept it, okay. So I think that was what helped me. So the moment he starts telling me things against my husband, I'm like, excuse me, you're talking about my husband. And I believe if you respect me, you should respect my relationship with my husband. You should respect my husband and don't say anything negative about him. All right. So I think that was actually what helped me until I was able to unravel his personality. I got to understand that, okay, is this a person that will like bring you close? He will pull you to himself as though he wants to be your daddy, he wants to be your counselor, he wants to see that everything is dandy, you know. But in the tail end, you will get to understand that that's not actually his intention. His intention is just to bring that separation between you and your partner. And then he will now come in and take over as if he means well or he wants to take care of you. But the truth is that he is just there to scatter, to bring your life to nothing but frustration. That is just what that man is up to. So that is my story. I'm telling you about myself now. Okay. I'm going to tell another one. This particular one happened to a lady who, or a young married woman who was having issues with her husband. And so she felt the man was not giving her attention, was not giving her all the care she needed. He wasn't telling her, I love you. You see, as minute as I love you is. He wasn't telling her, I love you. She was in school. He wasn't sending her money. Well, at least that was what she told me. So because of all that, she felt, okay, she could also open up to another someone who was like more like a pastor, and was like, willing to like pull her out of her troubles. So she opened up, and when she opened up, she needed something that would help her out of that problem. But on opening up, what that man did was he started using her weak points, those things she was not getting from her husband. He started doing all those to her. Like he used to tell her how much he loves her, how much he would want to take care of her, that if she can only leave her husband and come back to him, she will be happy. He was going to, like, he gave her all the promises on earth, even the ones he knows he cannot fulfill. He gave her all the promises. Why? Because he understood that there are certain desires, there are certain things she actually needed in that marriage which she was not getting. And so he felt, or he saw that, okay, if I'm able to give her all of this, she is going to come back to me. And trust me, he got her, because at some point she felt her husband was just a non-entity. He's just some man who is just out there living his life that doesn't even care about me. Well, I have someone that cares about me, so I'm going to give him all my attention. I'm going to. So what am I saying? What am I saying? You need not to get vulnerable. You need not to open up on any situation. If you need love from your man and your man is not giving you that love, what would you do? Talk to him, find time, or you could even show him love. Yes, show him love. So let me tell you what I did with that one. When I realized what was happening to her, when I spoke with her, I told her, I said, she said, this is what husband is not doing. I said, okay, let me tell you. What you should do now is, please, when you get back home, tell your husband you love him. Look at him in the eyes and tell him how much you love him, okay? Tell him how much you love him and stick to it. Treat him right. And he will come around. So, do you know, she had hair. Before she went home, we had to make her hair, for her to look good. We made her hair. And then we had her all dressed up in a very beautiful attire. And so when she got home, she did all the things. I'm not going to tell everything I told you. told her, okay, but she was able to adhere to every bit of what I told her, and by the grace of God, her marriage is working. She called me and she was like, my husband called me a diamond ring. And I'm like, already? Me, I've not even got it down. You've got it, So because she did the right thing. So there are ways you can actually go about, salvaging your relationship. If you think it's getting sour, or if you think there are certain things that's not being done right to you by a partner, you could talk, or you could just start doing the right thing. Your partner might learn. Maybe he's just being insensitive. Maybe he's too busy, or maybe she's too busy. Maybe there's just something that is taking her mind off of what you want. You could just do that by, doing it yourself, or telling them, talking to them at the time that is right. All right. If you follow Riz and Kwan, this young vloggers, Riz and Kwan, you will see that they are very, very sensitive to each other's needs. All right. At every slightest opportunity, you see this one surprising this with a gift, and you realize that, oh, it's Gucci, maybe wristwatch I've always wanted to get. How come you got to know about it? Because they are being sensitive, and they're being like respectful to one another. So you just need not to open up to people out there because you feel you're having issues. Should they open up to you also, you realize that yours is even far better. So I am still saying that when you get vulnerable with your partner, it makes it a lot more easier, and it makes it sweeter, even sweeter than you can ever expect, you can ever imagine. But when you decide to open up, you decide to leave your problem to the entire world to see, then you're giving them strategies on how to criticize you. You're giving them more reasons on how to come into your home and make it a shadow of itself. You're giving them strategies on how to come in and snatch your husband away. You're giving them strategies on how to snatch you away from the main thing. So, do not get vulnerable in any way. You can work things out. You can work things out. All right? So, don't get vulnerable. Okay? Don't get vulnerable. So, I'll leave you with these words. Okay? Talk to one another. Open up. And when you open up, please, my dear partner, don't castigate your partner simply because she opened up to you about what she did or what she had said about you. Support her, acknowledge, accept, support her, and do the needful. You just need to stay happy, right? You need a healthy relationship. So work towards that. Okay? I'll see you again on our next video. Before you go, make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed.